In a previous broadcast, News 4 reported on a leaked proposal which indicated possible taxes to the Turks and Caicos as early as next year. News 4 understands that this is an EU-funded proposal that would take into account whether or not property taxes should be introduced. According to the proposal, the objective is to improve and sustain the financial position of TCI through the implementation of a new revenue strategy, in particular, to provide the technical support necessary for further refinement, finalization, and implementation of the new revenue strategy. Property taxes can be very dangerous, so says economist and chamber advisor John Hartley, speaking at last night's Chamber of Commerce meeting.
I think it's wrong to assume that some maniacs from Britain are going to come down here and crush us with overtaxation. I've not come across anybody in my contacts with London, or such as they are, not very much with the administration here, who thinks that we're undertaxed or we ought to be paying more taxes. And it would be of enormous benefit, in my opinion, to business if the tax system here was simplified and made much more manageable and much easier to understand.
Hartley continued to best explain the leaked EU proposal, followed by questions from chamber members.
This information being leaked and gets out into the international community where we're trying to bring investors here, they're going to have a degree of trepidation that
I think
we can't afford it.
I think it's an appalling leak. Terrible thing to leak.
And that is where the concern is from my standpoint.
The British have failed miserably in their PR effort in relation to these islands. Miserably. And this is another example where they need to get out and beat the drum and say, it is a low tax jurisdiction. It's a low tax jurisdiction for expatriates who are allowed to move here.
My concern is with the introduction of new taxes, for instance, on real estate and land. How would that impact on our competitive advantage that we had in certain areas?
I've been very critical. I was quoted in the Weekly News being very critical of this addiction that they have to studies. I do think that you didn't ask me to come here and talk politics, but I think they're over addicted to studies, and for some reason I haven't quite got to understand yet, is that they won't make decisions, and they won't say why they won't make decisions. When you ask them, you can ask them privately. Try it. They will not tell you why they won't make decisions. I can speculate about why it is, and you can speculate it is, and there may be insiders here who are from the deeply embedded in the Belonga community who know why they won't make decisions, and it seems to me it may be because they're fearful of the political backlash.
Who is going to make the decision about VAT and property tax? Who will that be, or will it not necessarily be on?
You know, I don't understand that. I don't understand this at all. I presume not the governor. I mean, if anyone has a better idea, but it seems to me that he's subject to just from watching the behaviour of the interim administration. They seem to behave as if the decisions are made away from here. Would you agree with that?
Yes. We'll have more from the Chamber of Commerce meeting in tomorrow's newscast as members of the Chamber weigh in on this issue. For WIV4 News, I'm Takara Bain.